All right, everybody, welcome back to Jobber Bros. And we are here for the Crown Jewel recap. 2022 Crown Jewel was a crazy pay-per-view. It was absolutely entertaining, to say the least. It was a lot of action. There was a lot of crazy shit going on. Let's get into it. What's going on, Donnie?
Not much there, Mr. Rude. Just to piggyback off of what you were saying, it was an excellent pay per view in my opinion for WWE, especially in the recent months and in the recent pay per views that we've seen. They're doing new things, different things, lots of fun. But before we get into that, how was your day?
It was good. It was good. Appreciate you asking. It was just a lot of watching my baby, taking care of Ronan. We did a couple errands, but all in all, it was just watching the kid. Um,
Yeah,
he's growing quick. He's talking more. He's trying to walk more. He's he's really growing into himself. So we're getting to that stage. He's about to be 7 months.
good.
So
It's
he's,
crazy.
he's getting there. But yeah, let's let's get into this shit. So start
Yeah.
off with the first opening match. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley was a heavy hitting match. I wouldn't say as heavy hitting as Sheamus and Gunther at
Ooh.
was that Clash at the Castle. Um, but
Yeah.
still was a great heavy hitting match between both parties. Wasn't spectacular in my opinion, but got the job done and was a great opener.
Yeah, it really definitely was a great opener getting the crowd warmed up because if you don't know the backstory to that, you might as well just be living under a rock. But um, Brock Lesnar made Bobby Lashley lose the U.S. Championship to Seth Rollins by beating the shit out of him before a match. So that's why we have this match here at Crown Jewel, and Bobby Lashley dominated Brock Lesnar before the match from, busting his knee up before the bell, slamming him through the timekeeper's barricade before the bell, and then finally getting him into the ring and just hitting him with spear and suplex and everything under the sun before Brock finally got his first offensive move, the F5 in. And Yeah, the match didn't drag on for too long. It was explosive and exciting, mostly one sided, but we got a very controversial ending to the match, which was interesting and cool and something WWE doesn't do too often, especially not in this way. Like we get controversial endings by grabbing the trunks, putting the feet on the ropes, but I've never seen them do it in this manner before, which was very, very interesting.
Yeah, no, it was crazy with you know, Brock getting the pin eventually and then Lashley coming out and just choking his ass out for like almost to the point of him passing out. Like Brock was gasping for air and was wild. Um and what I don't understand is how they keep flippy flopping between Bobby Lashley being face and heel. Like I don't know what they want him to be at this point. Like is he going back heel? Like because Brock has clearly been like a baby face for a while, like going against Roman and everything. Like I don't really know where their trajectory is with Lashley, but I feel like with the ending of that match, he's going more towards the heel side again.
Yeah, it's a possibility, or maybe he just feels like maybe it's another anti-hero kind of thing that they're doing. And I feel like both Bobby and Brock have the capability to thrive within that lane because I think too, like I think coming out, um, Bobby Lashley was technically a heel for this match, but everybody was cheering for him and then booing him at the end. And then everybody was booing Brock in the beginning and cheering him at the end. So it's
Mhm.
like, who knows? But if you didn't watch it, the end of the match, why it's such an important thing and why we're talking about all this is um Bobby had Brock in the hurt lock for a solid minute and a half. So got to the point where Brock was like, I'm not giving up, I'm not giving in. Hand drops one, hand drops two, holds it for three, gets over to the rope. You think he's going to grab the rope, but he doesn't. He gets in the corner, pushes his feet off the turnbuckle, and just when you think he's about to roll through, while he's still in the hurt lock, he gets both Lashley's shoulders down and pins him for the 1, 2, 3. Lashley didn't even know what the fuck happened and was beyond pissed about it, as he should rightfully be.
Right. Yeah.
So that was very interesting, and I enjoyed that ending. For the most part, it was awesome for them to see them do something different.
It sets up, Lesnar and Lashley 2 for
Mm-hmm.
the next pay per view, or one to come, which is what people have wanted for years. We've wanted to see these two behemoths go at it, and the fact that we're getting it now, and maybe getting a repeat to the saga is truly remarkable. Like, I mean, I think these two put on a great show together. The two big boys that can get the job done. Um, and yeah, did not disappoint for me. I probably give the match like a B. All
Yeah.
in all.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. It was very one sided, but a spectacular one side. So it was. I agree with that rating. Absolutely.
Right.
Listen,
So
we
moving.
saw we saw Lashley go to Suplex City. That was good enough for me.
Yep.
We've never
Black
seen
City
that
all day,
before.
every day.
Oof. But we've never seen anybody take Lashley to Suplex City because
No,
that's tough. He's a
that was
mountain of a man.
he is. But moving into the next one, we got the women's tag team championship. Bliss and Asuka versus Damage Control. This one I was on the fence about for our pay per view picks champion, which, by the way, and still
Yeah.
forgot to do that at the beginning.
Uh,
But
I was
anyways,
hoping to avoid that part of the conversation.
but it's all right. There's always the next one. But what's the next one? Full Gear, I guess. Full Gear is
Full
probably, yeah,
gear,
Full Gear.
which I'm going to, by the way. That'll
Yes,
be
sir.
that'll be fun.
Fuck yeah. But we had, Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Damage Control, which is
Yeah.
Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and it's almost a tongue twister. Jesus, can't talk tonight. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a really good match. A lot of action, a lot of back and forth. Ultimately, we had new champions, two-time Damage Control. Um, I did not anticipate that, but yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking about this?
I'm thinking so. There's a couple different feuds and things. I don't know what place Nikki Cross had in all this, screwing up the title reign of Asuka and Alexa. Like I know Nikki and Alexa were tag team champs together. We don't really know why that ended, and then she became Nikki ASH and was a tag team with Rhea Ripley and all this stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just finding places for people at this point, which is cool. It's going to bring a new.
Putting the
Listen,
puzzle
it's
pieces
going to
together.
yeah, it's going to be a new feud, which is. I see Nikki Cross being a part of Damage Control. I see that happening, and I see Asuka and Alexa having a feud with that portion of Damage Control. And especially, I think Belair's going to stay on their side. Um, but I mean, the match was slow for me. You know, there wasn't as many high flying things, and I feel like they kind of felt restricted because I was confused, and maybe you know, missing the, I guess it's the culture part on this, but they were all wearing full bodysuit ring gear every.
It's because Saudi.
Yeah, so it was like no skin, I guess. But I don't know. It felt different. It felt like they couldn't be themselves. It felt slow. It felt like you can anticipate a lot of the kicks and the moves, and the timing was kind of off. And I listen. You could have done it either way, where Nikki Cross came out and they retained the title, or the way that happened is, she came out and they lost the title, and we're just going to keep seeing feuds. It's going to be your stock feud to me. It's not something I'm going to get really too excited about. Um, and I don't, for me, this was definitely not in my top three. I don't even think top five matches of the night.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't. I mean, it was a decent women's match. I'm not pleased with the outcome. I didn't really want to see Damage Control win because they got no push behind them. Like the crowd doesn't even get behind them. Like, yeah, they did in Saudi Arabia, but I mean, back home in the States, no one really gives a fuck about Damage Control. Like, not even with Bailey on their side. Like, it's not. It's not like I get Triple H. I get what Triple H was trying to do, but it's not working. It's not working. I know everybody's praising Triple H for taking control, taking it from Vince McMahon, doing all this crazy shit, making WWE
Mm,
better. Damage Control's not it. It's not it for me. It's not it for a lot of other people. I'm not speaking on my own, and I don't know. But I mean, who do you think? Just a little side twist here, and I mean, you might not be able to answer this because I can't. I don't even know if I can answer it myself. But who do you think is up next to face these women for these tag team belts?
well, I think I don't know what's going to go on next, but I think we're going to see a repeat of Damage Control versus Asuka and Alexa Bliss. The way I see this playing out is right. So not to get too far ahead, but I guess I'm gonna have to go a little far ahead for this. The way I see this playing out, I see this being a stock feud, and especially when you have three women on one side, three women on another side, and possibly a fourth. I think we're going to see a you know 6-woman tag match between Damage Control, which is Barry, Bailey, blah, 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 Bailey, Dakota, and Io versus Bianca, Asuka, and um, Alexa, and it's going to go one of two ways. So, as at this point, as you all should already know, Bianca Belair retained. Right, this is why I'm saying all of this. And I can see it being where if one side wins, Bailey gets a title rematch. If the other side wins, Asuka and Alexa get a title rematch. I see this feud happening a little longer. It's a stock feud. It's going to happen. Then Nikki's going to be the X Factor. She's going to try to fuck shit up for people. At least that's what I think is going to happen. Listen, this feud is gonna happen with or without Nikki Cross, and we'll just have to see. But I don't see this being an important thing right now in WWE. It's just a time filler for me, and I feel like the way Damage Control is going, like I almost feel like he's trying to make him into like the new day reverse gender DX. Like they're just
Right.
supposed to come out, be badass, do this, don't give a fuck all you, blah 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 blah. We're Damage Control, you know.
Spell control like
Yeah,
CNTRL.
yeah.
So
CT
edgy.
CTRL, I think. Yeah,
So
yeah. It's
edgy.
fucking whatever, man. It's I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't do it for me. I don't want to doubt. I don't want to diminish the talent of the women, but I mean, I'm gonna give that match a C. That's a
I
C
agree
for
with that.
me.
I
You know,
probably, yeah, C. Yeah, probably, borderline, almost C plus, but yeah, I'd say
I'd
C's a
say it's
solid spot
very
for it.
close, but that's just to me. And it's like the talent of the women individually. And now I just, we want, because, for all you fucking haters and fucking trolls out there, the talent of the women individually, they are all amazing. It is the storyline and the stock feud that is not doing them justice. So before you start saying shit, fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. We may love the jobbers, but we still love a good story.
Yeah,
We're very
absolutely.
critical on that shit.
Yeah, then listen, I'm not saying I could go out there and do it any better, but we all like what we like.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
so, that's that for me. So the next match, which I thought was a pretty fucking decent match of the night, was the steel cage match between Drew McIntyre and Karrion Cross. Um, Excellent match in my opinion.
Was a very good match. Was heavy hitting through and through. Um, I loved it. Was great back and forth. Like I just said, heavy hitting. Um, a lot of attempts. Escapes. Can't- I can't get on the rails. I'm off the rails. I can't get back on.
Just fucking okay.
Anyways, so it's crazy. Scarlett was involved a lot trying to get Carrion out of there. She ended up actually getting the door unlocked outside, quite midway through the match. And then, as Carrion's crawling out. Oh, and she got McIntyre with pepper spray or some shit. I don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck it
fucking
was.
mace him. Mace, I
Yeah,
think they
mace him
said
with
it
some
was.
fucking
Yeah.
bear mace or some fucking crazy shit, and it looked like McIntyre was out. And then, as Carrion's crawling out, trying to get his way out, fucking McIntyre comes out of nowhere, pulls his ass back in. And yeah, that was it was pretty wild. How did he get out again? Did he go over the top?
So McIntyre, after Scarlett had the door open, Scarlett shut the door, locked it, and ripped the key away. And then I think McIntyre hit Cross with the Claymore or something, started climbing up. And after she realized McIntyre was climbing up almost to the top already, she tried unlocking and opening the door. And by the time she got it open, fucking McIntyre was down 2 feet on the floor. He outsmarted, outwitted Scarlett and Karrion Cross. But I mean, the question: why is he so fucking distracted by her? Like every time, like they were inside the steel cage. He wasn't even trying to bounce off the rope, and she jumped up on the cage, and he was like,
Yeah, I don't
"I
know.
don't get it." I don't. Whatever.
Makes no sense.
Tick
He's
tick tock.
infatuated by the Scarlet, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but that match overall and that storyline has been awesome. Just two dudes really trying to play fucking mind games with each other. I mean,
Right.
I
And
was
both
I
were
was
going
really
for the
enjoying it.
title, at one point. So who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see Drew get another shot at Roman after this. After beating Karrion, and Karrion will probably interfere again. I hope not, but I mean that's just typical WWE shit. Um, but no, because I truly love Drew as champion, and I mean I feel like he got kind of robbed because he was champion during the COVID era where he had no fucking crowd for the entire time.
Yeah.
Um, so I hope he gets his moment again soon. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. I don't think he's going to be the one taking it off of Roman initially. Stay
Yeah.
tuned for a video about that because we are going to be talking about that heavily. Who
All
is
right,
going
then
to
I'm
take the
not.
title off
All right,
Roman?
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say then. Gotta save
Yes,
that for
save it.
the other video. As much as I want to like bet.
No, yes, we shall save it for that video that's going to come out next week. You guys will see. Please tune in if you want to see our thoughts on who
Yeah.
is going to take the title off Roman, because that's going to be a banger video for sure. I'm sure we're going to have completely contrasting opinions, and it's going to be a crazy back and forth video. But
Yeah.
yeah, all in all, I'd give this match. I give it like a B minus.
I agree. I'm right there with you on that one. Yeah, it was good because everything fell into place. It was the storyline and Drew winning, and then trying to get back in the title picture. Like that's what you want to see. He's kind of a face right now, So that's I'm right there
Yeah,
with you on that one.
yeah, a little
Absolutely.
happy ending to a culminating story for sure. But going the opposite of happy endings, spoiler alert, going into the OC, which is AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus Judgment Day. Balor, Priest, and Big Dom. Big Dom
Oh,
Mysterio. This was a fucking maniacal match all over the place. Was good overall. I'm happy to see the OC back in WWE. Like I liked them for the brief time in AEW. That was cool. With them in there. But I feel like they really click very well with AJ Styles, and I'm happy to see them doing what they do over there.
yeah, I do enjoy them in WWE. In the very they're within the very few I do enjoy, and most people is like, oh, okay, and then other people it's like really good wrestling and really good storytelling makes for an excellent combination, and that's what we get when we have Gallows, Anderson, AJ Styles, or even just Gallows and Anderson. I've always liked them. Like I said, I did like them. I still love them with their time in showing up in AEW with with the whole Kenny Omega and Don Callis thing. You
Mm.
know, I would have liked to see them stay. Actually, go into AEW and stay with AEW, but they really do belong in WWE. I feel like.
Yeah, but it was a great match. Back and forth, back and forth. Who was the finisher? I mean, I know Rhea Ripley got involved. She
Oh,
caused
good.
shit to
I
get
think.
funky.
What was it? I don't even remember. Shit.
Oh, Balor hit the coup de grace on someone for the victory. I can't
Oh, I
remember
think it was.
who.
I think he pinned Styles. Didn't he
Yeah, yeah,
pin?
he had Styles. Yep.
Didn't he pin Styles? Because Rhea Ripley, Styles went for the phenomenal forearm. Ripley got a hold of his leg. Somebody hit him off the apron. Then Ripley or somebody threw him back in. Balor hit the coup de grace and pinned him. I'm
Yeah.
like
So
99% sure that's how that went.
no, yeah, that sounds exactly what happened. So Judgment Day gets the W. OC, which I'm truly surprised. I'm pretty sure in the pay per view picks championship match, we all chose the OC winning,
We
and
did.
we all lost.
Yeah. I was not
um,
very happy. I'm not a big fan of the Judgment Day, so I will choose my favorite
I'm
anytime.
surprised you're not a big fan
I don't
because
know. It's
they're
just
borderline supernatural, like Undertaker. kind of, sort of.
Right, but nobody does it like The Undertaker. That's my problem. It's a personal problem. I understand that. But it's like I don't know, I just can't. I'm very old school in a lot of ways where it's like, oh, they did it first. Like, do it, but make it different, fun, new age. Don't try to do the same thing with like maybe small twists. It's like
Right.
make major changes. It's like doing your own version of a song. Don't play it exactly how the other artists play it. Make it your own. And I think that's what I miss a lot. That's why it's like the WWE with me. It always feels like. I mean, lately it's less this. But it always felt like the same regurgitated stuff over and over and over and over again. It was fucking annoying and monotonous. Now it's like, yeah, I can watch a lot more of it now. The pay per views are a lot better, the TV showings, the live network is a lot better. But it's just there's still certain things that like the Judgment Day. I love the OC. You go out there, you know what you're gonna get with the OC. Some people are so overly heel, it's just fucking sickening. I'm just like,
Mhm.
ugh, again. Like, all right,
Yeah.
do something a little different each time. That's what it's for me. I'm not saying that they don't. They have their worth in WWE. They're just at the moment not my thing. That could change because MJF was so at one point was so overly heel for me, and then I eventually just liked him because of how much of a heel he was.
Right.
So we'll see. Time shall tell.
Yeah, overall that match I'd give it probably like a C plus. I mean, it was a good match. It was a good match back and forth. Dominic is getting better every day. He's proven his worth. Um, overall, I'd give it probably like C plus. I don't know about
Yeah, I
you.
think I might. I think I might go a little bit higher than that. I think that was a B minus for me, just because of the way they're all excellent wrestlers, and they all, they all gelled really well together to
Right.
put on a great show. So there was just some of those really small factors that brought it up a notch for me.
Makes sense for sure. I'm gonna wheel on over. Oh, what's next? Braun and Omos.
Yeah,
You can get started on this one. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
yeah, no problem. So, I mean, Braun and Omos was just a pretty, it was the big dude match. You had the monster among monsters versus the giant. So I mean, obviously, Braun Strowman is, Omos is the first time that Braun Strowman has been the smaller of the competitors, which is fucking interesting. So, I mean, very beginning, he had a classic show of strength to start the match. Then Strowman appeared to be out on his feet in the corner, after a slam, and he took a big old boot to the jaw from Omos, and it was like, oh, Omos was just toying with Strowman the whole time, and eventually we got to the outside. You had Braun going for the train, right, the freight train coming around the corner, and he didn't do much. Got knocked out by fucking Omos, and then Omos, he got a couple good slams in on Omos. Again, this was another one-sided. It was another one-sided match. Omos really, really showing up Braun for most of the match, and I mean, eventually, Braun was able to get Omos stunned, and then he stumbled into Strowman's signature power slam. Braun pinned him for the 1, 2, 3, but it was mostly Omos for most of the match, and this is one of the best showings we've seen Omos so far. Like, he's still very green. He's a big man, so he's a big man match. He just comes in, he slams people, he palms them, and fucks them up, and he's done in a couple minutes. This is one of the longer matches we've seen with Omos, and one of the better looking ones from him as well. He was really coming into his own.
Absolutely. First off, I want to say, great match. Was a great all in all big man match. But fuck Braun Strowman, that son of a bitch. He's you don't keep up with Twitter as much as I do. This bitch has been
I
talking
don't.
shit about. He calls them flippy floppers, the high flyers that do their moves and stuff. People that do actual
Yeah.
like flips and shit in the ring. And he's saying like, "Oh, Dave Meltzer, give me 47 5 stars." Blah 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 blah. Like, shut the fuck up, you big motherfucker. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, everybody has their own craft in wrestling. Like, you have your place in wrestling. Other people have their own. Like, you have no right to say that other people can or cannot do wrestling the same as you. Like, you have your own craft, your own specified type. You're a big bitch. You're gonna do big bitch shit. And Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, whoever the fuck else, even Ali, Seth Rollins, anyone else in WWE, they're gonna do their shit. They're gonna do their shit, their style wrestling, and you have no right to say what's good and what's not good. And he bit his tongue real quick there. I'm sure Triple H gave him a call, told him to shut the fuck up.
I'm sure.
But he was just real stupid on Twitter yesterday. I think it kind of bled into today too. I was looking online and I think I saw some dumb shit from him. But
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
nonetheless,
not. I'm not big with the Twitter, so I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't keep up as much as you do on that aspect of things.
yeah, no, that's my main news source for all these wrestlers because they all, most of them handle their own accounts. So I usually, keep an eye on what they're saying. At least the ones I really follow and like. And he just gave a bad taste, yesterday with what he was saying. Like,
Hmm.
he was just so salty on, like, I don't know if it was like fans going at him saying like, hey Braun, like, blah blah blah, you fat bitch, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck. He's not fat. He's toned out a lot since his first debut in WWE like years ago.
Yeah.
But he just like was so salty towards like wrestlers that do flips and technical wrestling. Like, he's trying to say like, big boys are the be all end all. And I'm like, bro, like it's a gimmick. It's he's like, you're an Andre the Giant type of thing. Like, much love to Andre the Giant and all the big people in past, present, future. But it's just like, what are you doing? You're tarnishing the WWE name. You just got back. Vince fired your ass. Triple H brought you back, and you're talking shit. Like, you want to get fired again, motherfucker? Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, I'm just was kind of stupid publicity to me. Match was
Yep.
good. All in all, I did like the Battle of the Giants. Was a nice match. I'd like to see Omos do more. I know we talked about in our Jobber of the Week with Omos that we weren't sure where his direction would go after Braun beat him at Saudi, which he did. So we pinned that right on the head there. but
Yeah.
I I I kind of I don't know. I kind of want Braun to go away and want Omos to still be the big man because Braun just can't handle social media. I feel like he cannot handle, like, he needs a social media manager because he's gonna tarnish his own name. He's gonna tarnish the WWE brand if they let him loose on that platform because he not only pissed off fans, but he also pissed off his own coworkers. Like, Mustafa Ali commented to him. Do you remember when Mustafa Ali wanted to get fired back when Vince was still in charge? Like, he was like, what?
Vaguely.
They wouldn't let him go of his contract. Well, he was talking all his shit on about high flyers and shit on Twitter yesterday, and Mustafa Ali quotes his tweet and says, "Can you teach me how to get fired?" Like, like, because he got fired. Like, Braun got fired, Mustafa never got
Right.
fired, and Mustafa wanted to get fired. Braun didn't want to get fired, and Braun still got fired back when Vince was in control. So, like, he's like, I don't know. I feel like he's too like unstable for I mean, I hope he can get his shit together because he is a good big man. He's a good big man. He does his job well, but all in all, he's a toxic individual from what I've picked up from what I can see from his own Twitter usage, and
Hmm.
him expressing himself online.
That's interesting because I would have never pegged him to be that type of person during
Right.
given the different interviews and stuff that we've seen. But I guess you never really know a person's true colors until they show them. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, if that makes any sense.
It
Um,
does. Yeah. Yeah.
it's like I don't know because I've always liked Braun Strowman. And hearing that makes me question certain things, but I guess we'll have to see. I do really like Omos though, and I want to keep seeing Omos, dude. Like we need more big man, big men back in WWE. Like we had, like because they. We don't have as many as we used to. You had
Mm-hmm.
you had like you said, way if we go way back in the day, like you had Andre the Giant, we had Sid Savage, we had Kane and Undertaker that were supposed to be super tall, and big, and I don't even know who else. Like, you don't see too many people like that anymore. Just tall, massive monsters. You know, I don't think I've ever seen anybody as tall as Omos since Andre the Giant. Like
No.
Omos is like a true 7'2", not added a couple inches. Like he's big because I think Braun Strowman is actually like 6'6" in real life or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Omos is literally almost the you know 6 to 8 inches taller than him. Like Braun legitimately had to look up at the motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
so, it's like I don't know because in a world of smaller wrestlers than what WWE used to have, where does a man the size of Omos fit in? Like you could say, oh, he could go up against Braun Strowman. He's like a foot and a, or Brock Lesnar. He's a foot and a half taller than Brock Lesnar. Like, who can you put him to feud against that's not going to be considered a jobber to Omos? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you put Brock Lesnar in the ring. Brock Lesnar would probably be a jobber to Omos. Bobby Lashley, fucking Braun Strowman, we thought was gonna, could very well end up being a jobber to Omos at one point in time. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Omos is just gonna fucking toss you around. We're showing off the big man's strength. He's just gonna fucking toss you around. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do with him? I hope they do. I hope they do a lot with him. We'll have to see.
Yeah. We'll have to see. They might, kind of break him down a little bit. Have like some technical high flyers come in, kind of maneuver around him,
Yeah,
and do the thing, and then he can be built back up eventually. But I see a good future in him for sure, way more than Braun
absolutely.
because Braun is unstable. I
Yeah,
can't, I can't get behind him after the shit he pulled this weekend. I mean, at least we'll see. We'll see what the future unfolds. But he
yeah,
he strung a lot of people's strings the wrong way. Overall, though, I'd give that match. I'd give it a solid B. I mean, it's a standard big boy beefy match. Nothing too insane. Just a lot of heavy hits.
yeah.
It's
I agree with that. The next match we're going to talk about, though, I can already tell you, I'm giving that one. I'm probably giving that one an A because that was one of my top three matches of the night. It was the undisputed tag team championship. Uh, the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes, Butch and Ridge Holland. This was an all around bout, I will call it. It had everything from heavy hits to flying around to super kicks to doing everything under the sun. That's what these guys do on both sides, and I have enjoyed the multiple times that these teams, the Bloodline and the Brawling Brutes, have met. It has been very, very fun to watch every time they interact.
Yeah, was a great match. Brawling Brutes and the Usos for sure. Um, a lot of back and forths. The Brutes actually dominated for a good bit of this match, and
Yeah.
they had a lot of close calls. But then the other, once they, had a pin or submission on one of the Usos, the other one would come in. It's that tag team symmetry. Like they get it, they jive with it. As much as you may not like them, they can do the tag team shit. That's why they're the undisputed tag team champions. But nonetheless, the Usos ended up defeating the Brawling Brutes, and don't really know where the Brutes go from here, given that Sheamus lost to Gunther for the Intercontinental, and now the Brutes lost to the Usos. Um, but nonetheless, it was a great performance all around from both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I love when both of these teams get involved with each other, even whether it's in a big match like this or just back and forth shit, being involved in matches they shouldn't be involved in. Um, I can see a little bit more happening when Sheamus comes back, because of what the Usos did do to Sheamus to for him to not be at ringside uh, for his fellow brutes. But yeah, it was all around. It was a great match. It's an A for me. I just you got everything you wanted in a tag team championship match.
Right. And I just want to say real quick, shout out to Sheamus. They wrote him off perfectly because he just got married. So
Oh,
congratulations to Sheamus.
congratulations to Sheamus. Yes,
It
awesome.
was so awesome. I saw pictures on Instagram. They had Drew McIntyre, Cesaro, Miro. Yeah, he had a bunch of people in his wedding, even from AEW.
Nice.
So that was beautiful to see. If I can, I'll post it up right now on this video. But yeah. So I mean, that was good. Quick question for you, because we can also dive into this on another video. But I just want to give you a quick question here. Who do you think, if anyone? Actually, no. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave it open ended. I'm gonna leave it closed ended. Do you think Paul brothers, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, take the titles off the Usos?
No,
All right, fair enough. That's something
I
that
see
really
a
crossed my
match.
mind.
I don't see him. No, I don't see that.
Do you see
I
Logan
don't
Paul
see that
losing
happening.
twice in a row?
Yes,
All right.
I do. I do. That's that's what I see.
All right, so fire off the top of your head, who do you think is going to take the titles off the Usos?
I think it's going to be the Brawling Brutes.
Okay, I'd like to see that for sure. I mean, I like Pete Dunne, aka Butch.
Mm,
I don't
yeah.
know why the fuck they named
That's
him
the
Butch.
that's the one team right now that's got the biggest push that I think can handle the Usos. Maybe not in the next couple months. I think we'll get. I mean, I can see this is some more fighting words tonight, and I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. And you're probably going to shoot me down right away for saying this. I see the entire bloodline losing all the titles at WrestleMania.
I could
I
see that.
don't. That's some fighting
No,
words.
the Survivor Series. I don't know if you saw the Survivor Series poster, but it's all the
Yeah,
Bloodline. It's the entire thing is the Bloodline. The entire poster. Roman Reigns in the
Yeah,
middle, the Usos on the
yeah.
sides, Sami Zayn solo, Paul Heyman in
They
the corner.
they getting oozy.
They're getting very UC in this bitch. But no, I think WrestleMania, you're correct, but I think Paul Brothers are going to win. I do really think they're going to do that because it's not what really the hardcore fans want, like us,
Mm.
but it's what's going to fucking catapult WWE into such a bigger audience. It's going to literally make them like an unstoppable force. Like
Well,
AEW, I love AEW. We both love AEW,
mm,
but even right now in the state of the business, like they're not close. They're not close. It's a different type of ball game. It's like playing fucking professional baseball and minor league baseball. Like I love AEW so much. They have a lot of amazing talent that's in there from WWE even,
mm,
but it's just a different league. It's a different type of audience that's watching. Like you have the diehard awesome wrestling fans like us that watch AEW, and we occasionally check in on WWE, see what's going on, see because we like the
yeah,
wrestlers in WWE. But WWE is a conglomerate of like entertainment. It's like not this
right.
professional wrestling. It's a whole new level, and I feel like the Paul brothers are going to that like fucking push that even further. And Triple H sees that, and he sees the dollar signs, and he's captivating on that, and he's going to actually do that. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, yeah,
Sorry,
and we'll have
tangent.
to see. I mean, if we'll have to see, and we'll know further if that. I will say you're correct when they say Jake Paul has been signed to WWE.
I mean, he had his own entrance music and his own graphic on the fucking thing. So I mean,
Right, but I think that's his stuff from boxing. You
it
know.
might be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
So listen, when they say Jake Paul is signed to WWE, then I will sit there and say I think you're right, sir. But we'll have to
Yeah.
see. Listen, what I see the Brawling Brutes taking the titles from the Usos at WrestleMania.
I would think if not the Paul brothers, I would think New Day
Yeah, well they're
because
fighting. When
well,
are
I
they
heard
fighting New Day?
I heard tonight. I mean, we haven't been watching Raw clearly because we're
No.
recording this during Raw, but I heard I saw on Twitter that apparently Xavier Woods cut a gnarly promo like shooting on people.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah, so I mean they
I'll have to
could they
check
could be
that
up
out.
next. They could be. Because they've been kind of tossed to the side since Big E got injured, and Big E was champion. So
Yeah.
I feel like a New Day carried the tag team division for so long. Uh, I don't really know.
Right. But now let somebody else carry it. And I think Brawling Brutes are up next for that.
I would love, yeah, I'd love for them to win it, but I also love Pete Dunne by himself. Like, why
Yeah.
the fuck did they name him Butch? Why the fuck did they name him Butch? I do not like. I'm sorry, but he was my favorite wrestler in NXT. He was like my favorite wrestler in NXT. He was the reason I watched NXT UK like 5-6 years ago. And why the fuck did they name him Butch? Like, just keep him Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight Pete Dunne, like is catastrophic, crazy motherfucker. But no, they brings him up to the main roster. Butch,
Yeah. I don't know.
Butch
And I feel
makes no
like
sense to
he's
me.
not even as wild as he used to be.
No, he was a fucking crazy motherfucker when he was the UK champion. He was like I was so close like multiple times to buying the UK championship belt off the WWE website because he was the champion. Like he
Right.
was so fucking awesome. And like they just watered him down so much on the main roster, it's insane. But I hope he can get back to those levels that he was at because he can get there, and it's truly amazing.
No, absolutely, I agree. That's I don't know. I do like him in this tag team right now. I think he eventually will see him break off solo again. When he gets more traction on the main roster, I feel like, and hopefully they don't water him down any further. They let him get back to the crazy ass Pete Dunne that he used to be. Um, that's my future projection. So that's what I see happening.
Yeah, me too. We'll see. We shall see. But going into this, let's wind it down here. We're going into the Raw tag team. Not tag team. What the fuck am I saying? We're going into the Raw
But
Women's
sure.
Championship match. Bianca Belair versus Bayley.
Uh, I
This
don't
was
know. This
this
one again. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was just the match just didn't do it for me. It just feels like the same old shit.
Yeah, Bailey's like, I mean, Bianca is like the new John Cena. I feel like everybody loves Bianca Belair. Like, I feel like she's pretty much the new John Cena. She's getting to the, if nothing less, she's getting to the level.
Right.
She's really, she surpassed the man Becky Lynch. You know, back when she was the man. Shit,
Mm,
she's really getting up there and cementing herself as a truly dominant, staple in WWE. Bailey, she was out for so long. She comes back. She does her stupid laugh. She's got damage control behind her. I mean, it's just not it for me. It's not it. It's not.
no.
It's I can't take her seriously. Like I liked her better when she was a face in NXT and when she first came into WWE and like the main roster when she
I
was the
haven't liked
hugger and
her.
shit.
Yeah, I haven't liked her since she turned heel. I have not
Yeah,
liked
man.
anything heel she's done, and that's what, like 2 years now. I haven't liked a single moment of it.
No, she just doesn't. It's not. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I hope Triple H can realize that because I hope maybe Damage Control can turn on her. Maybe Damage Control can get a new leader. Maybe Becky Lynch can become the new leader of Damage Control, and Bayley can turn face. I don't know. That's just something I'm just thinking of.
Yeah,
Like just thinking of something that can happen. Or Charlotte, maybe Charlotte can come be Damage Control leader, but Bayley can't do it. It's not. It's not. It's not it. It doesn't work. At least not
yeah.
for us.
Nah, it definitely doesn't work for me. Bailey as a heel hasn't worked for me for since the beginning. So, I mean, whatever. The match was the match. It came out. It did what it was supposed to do. There's a last woman standing match. We'll see what happens going forward. Like I said before, when we talked about the women's tag team championship match, I think there's going to be a 3 woman tag match. If one side wins, Bailey gets a rematch. If the other side wins, Alexa and Asuka get a rematch. Um, it's just a stock ass storyline for me. Once again, I'll say it again, and
Yeah.
it just, it just bores me. It really does. So, um, I mean, the match itself was very good. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go and and I'll say this once again. Both Bianca and Bailey, the women in this match, are very excellent wrestlers. But when I factor in the storyline and what they're doing and all the trajectories, it's just not doing it for me. It's a C minus.
All right. Fair enough. I'd probably give it a. Given the performance Bianca, puts on, like she's a great performer. So is Bailey. Yeah, Bailey, they're both. I'd probably give it a B minus. Honestly, just
Ooh.
my own personal take on it. I mean, I was entertained. I was captivated the entire match. Given mostly Bianca, you know, Bailey just doesn't do it for me as a heel, just like you. It's like okay, like I just see like when she goes on the offensive, it's just like okay. Like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. When's Bianca gonna turn the tables here? And she does. I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna start paying attention again. And then, it's like,
Yeah. I mean, even when Bianca did turn the tables, like I found myself wandering, doing something different. Like that, just that match just could not keep me captivated. No matter who was up and who was down, it just, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me at all. C minus might be a little harsh. That was the first thing I just kind of blurted out. So I guess that's what I feel about it.
that's
Um,
it. That's it.
I'm not gonna take it back because it just like I probably would have rather gone and done something else than watch that match. It just really didn't do. Like seriously, like how I judge like if I really like a match or not is whether I start scrolling on TikTok or not. Like if I'm scrolling on TikTok during a match, it's definitely not fucking doing it for
All
me.
right.
It's not like I can fast forward through it.
Well, as Mark Henry says, it's time for the main event.
This was a fucking banger.
Absolutely. It was crazy. Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
A plus plus. I
A
went with the
plus
double.
plus.
I went with the double plus. Listen, I've been this whole time, right? The different matches I've been talking about what does it for me and what doesn't, right? You don't have to be a big fan of somebody to enjoy what they actually do on screen. Like I could never really stand the Paul brothers and the shit that they do on YouTube and boxing and talking all this shit and whatever the fuck. But in WWE, Logan Paul's got that attitude, got that charisma for WWE, where he can do all his shit talking as a performer and an actor, so to speak, right? Where it's not really going to actually hurt anybody's feelings. It's not like you're, going up to Floyd Mayweather and be like, oh, I can knock you out in one punch, and then ends up going 8 rounds with fucking Floyd Mayweather, and everybody tells him to
Right.
shove it back up his ass. And this scenario, you had fucking, it had everything. It had the storyline. It had each side. It had heavy hits. It had high flying. It had, it kept me captivated the entire time, and it was a decently long fucking match.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it. Every second of it. From the back and forth, from the interferences at the end with, the Usos, Jake Paul, Solo Sikoa. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. And, there was a lot of close fucking counts. Like, I know a lot of seasoned, wrestling fans will say online, like, oh, I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew it was going to be the final count. But there was a lot of fucking close calls. There was a lot of 2.5s, especially on Roman's side.
Yeah.
Like, Logan fucking getting him for the 2.5, like fucking like 7, 8 times. Like he just kept
And
getting him down, and he
and
was,
right away too.
right
It was
away.
like I literally went, "Whoa, we've been in this match for 5 minutes, and Roman went to 2.5 already." What?
Yeah, and then
What?
Paul's kicking out at one, like at one, almost half of one every. That's what kind of started to get me thinking. Okay, it's Roman's gonna win because Roman was kicking out at 2.5s, and Paul was kicking out at one, like half of one, one, whatever. And I was just like, okay, but no, they put on a great show nonetheless. I mean, towards the end, especially, it became very unbelievable. Like you weren't sure what
Oh
was going
yeah,
to happen. Like I was like, holy fuck, they're actually going to put the belt on Paul. Like this is
yeah.
crazy. Like
Halfway
they
halfway through, I was like, "All right, I got no fucking idea at this point." I have no clue.
Yeah.
I was like, it took me a lot quicker to go. I have no idea than probably you did, because even like thinking about it now, like Roman doing the 2.5s and Logan Paul's kicking out at once, like that didn't even tip me off. I sat there going, "Oh, we're fucked." Like, okay, I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen.
No, yeah, it was wild. It was I give it an A+ as well. It was a fucking phenomenal performance. Third
Absolutely.
match in WWE. And this dude, like I don't give a fuck his past. Like the past is the past. We're all young. We all did stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
He had the platform to do really stupid shit and he did it. But he's apologized since then. And I mean, I'm by no means a Logan Paul fan, but like a stand for Logan Paul. Like I don't watch his shit or anything. But I mean, as far as performance wise, he's been training clearly. He put his all into that ring, and it was a fucking amazing match. And you can't tell me otherwise. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that watch.
Oh no,
you
I
cannot.
know.
You cannot tell us
I
otherwise. Like that
I
was a
agree with
great
you.
fucking match, and I don't, I don't understand how people could say otherwise. It doesn't make no sense. Like
Yeah.
he's, like he's made some mistakes in the past. I've made mistakes in my past. You've made mistakes in your past. We
Yeah.
all do dumb shit when we're younger, and we get older. We mature. We learn from our mistakes. And this dude has decided to dedicate his life, at least his current time in his life, to WWE, and he fucking put on a banger with their fucking undisputed champion. That was I couldn't praise this match more. It was so good to watch.
Yeah, I could turn this match. It's one of those matches, and this is why I gave it an A++. It is one of those matches that I could just sit down and watch again one day at random. When I'm scrolling through YouTube or whatever, like, oh, you know what? I remember that match. That was an awesome match. Let me just watch it, because I can't tell you how many matches I do that with Undertaker, right? Or Triple H or this and that. Those are your matches that stand the test of time. This is gonna be. It's not one of the greatest matches of all time, but it's pretty fucking far up there for me, especially. I mean, if I sat down and I really had to think about it, right now in this moment, I would say this is in one of my top 10 favorite matches. Like
And you think
that's
like
where
but
that's where we get A++.
you think of other celebrity matches recently, like Bad Bunny. He put on a great performance. But are
Yeah,
people talking about it as much as this? Like no, they're not.
forgot he
Like
even did.
he did one crazy like frog splash off the top rope, and it was a really nice frog splash. Don't get me wrong, it was a great frog splash.
Yeah,
But I mean, the caliber of the match was not up to par with this one. The physicality of the match was not up to par with this one.
no,
Like Logan Paul put on a fucking show. Like he is an entertainer at heart. Obviously, he's been on YouTube for his almost his whole life. But this, him going to WWE and training and actually owning the craft and just taking his time and getting ready for it, it was astronomical. I thoroughly
absolutely.
enjoyed it. I think I give it an A+, maybe A++ like you. I'll even your score.
Yeah, and like I said, where the second plus comes in for me is because I could just turn this match on again and watch it. That's why.
Me too.
That's why I
I
rate
want to
it
watch it right
so
now. I want to watch it right now. Where is it? Come on, let's put it on.
I few wish we could. It was absolutely phenomenal, and like you said, I don't really know a terrible amount about Logan Paul. I don't watch his YouTube channel. I don't, I just know about what I've heard. He talks shit. It is what everybody talks shit. Everybody does stupid things. Everybody tries to call out the biggest, shark in the waters. right? That's what he does. He goes out and he finds the biggest fucking dude in a certain industry and goes, I want to fight you. And that's where he gets all his following and publicity from. And it's exactly what he did with fucking Roman Reigns. And think
Mhm.
about it, the first time we saw Logan Paul introduced on WWE was when Sami Zayn brought him in like a year ago for Sami Zayn's fucking movie reveal, fucking conspiracy theory bullshit, right? Um, but yeah, but he stood toe to toe with Roman Reigns. Like, I'm not disputing how athletic he is and stuff like that. And for me to say somebody who I don't really know all that well or don't intend to watch any of his stuff, and for me to say, yeah, I'd watch that match again, that says something about him as a performer in WWE.
I think he tore his MCL and ACL
Oh, no shit.
during the match. Yeah. So
Yikes.
who
That's a
knows if
long
we'll be.
that's a long recovery period.
Yeah. So who
ACL's
knows?
at ACL is minimum 6 months. Minimum. That's on the hopeful side.
Yeah.
And to have
So
two possibly two ligaments torn, you're out. I mean, minimum 8 months, and that puts us where after WrestleMania.
Mhm.
I hope nothing's
Cody
torn.
Rhodes will be back. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. I'd be here for it.
I mean,
I'd be here for it. Crickets.
yeah, I could watch another Logan Paul match. Like, I got faith in Logan Paul at this point, for continual, awesome wrestling. I've lost that edge with Cody Rhodes. For me, it's like, he's got to do something really spectacular in order for me to kind of get back into the. Oh
All
my God, it's
right.
Cody Rhodes. Now it's just kind of like, it's Cody Rhodes.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know
Well,
what it is about certain wrestlers sometimes where it's like, it almost feels like it almost gets stagnant for me. Hey, listen, I fucking completely blame all of this on my ADHD. Like, I am like, it's boring. I don't want it. Move on next. Like,
well, he's been out for a hot minute. You know,
yeah, because he
torn pec.
tore his pec, and then he started working out too soon and completely ripped the pec off the bone. And then now he's fucking doing the same shit after it healed and finally reattached. He's, from what I've heard and seen videos and stuff, he's already back in the gym when he shouldn't be yet. So I don't
Hmm.
know. Who knows? We'll see what we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Listen, I do like Cody Rhodes. He is a very good wrestler. He can he can he can do shit. There's no doubt about that. Like, there was one point in time, like when I first started watching AEW, I absolutely loved Cody Rhodes. I was happy every time he came out because I loved watching him perform. It's boring for me right now. Do something to get me to get me
His
recaptivated.
entrance too long.
Well, there's that. But I don't know. It's just watching him wrestle. Same thing. Like, another one. I might start saying some fighting words again. The another wrestler who is boring for me to watch right now because it feels like the same thing all the time with just different opponents is Seth Rollins, and I love Seth Rollins. But watching his matches are kind of like, all right,
Hmm.
oh cool,
Needs
this
to
is a match.
change.
Yeah, this is a match where I could go get up, take a piss, and make a bag of popcorn. Like, which sucks because I love Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know. But one day, we'll see. And that I think that happens with wrestlers. It's like a roulette where it's just like, oh, you're going to be the boring one this month.
Yeah, I mean, you can't please everyone for sure.
Yeah, of course not. And that's why I always like to say I love these wrestlers. I know what they're capable of. Just what they're doing right now is boring for me. But on that note, Crown Jewel was not boring for the most part. I mean, Crown Jewel as compared to I would give this pay-per-view as a whole an A.
Your name. What about our number score?
Numbers
with decimal. With decimal.
With decimal. Like out of 100?
No, out of 10.
Oh, out of 10? I mean, if we're going,
I have a number already in my head.
I'm probably going with 9.2.
Oof, that's a good score. We get 8.7.
Okay, we're not far off.
No,
it was an excellent pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. And what's even better is everybody that listens to us bullshit for this amount of time. We've been talking for an hour and 11 minutes. So we truly appreciate whoever is taking the time to listen to us. With we love this stuff. We love talking about it. So we truly appreciate you listening. And we got plenty more for you coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Check us out on all the social media platforms here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Give the video a like if you like it. Dislike it if you don't. Don't really care either way. Turn your bell notifications on. That way you can dislike us because, your reaction's a reaction. If you dislike us, go fuck yourself. It's great too. Love it all.
There we go.
Check us out. We post videos on TikTok, and we're gonna start doing some more with that. We're still in the beginning, even though we've posted so many videos now. This is still the beginning stages of a project that we hope to be doing for a long time. So stay tuned, and we're on all your podcast stuff, right? Wherever you like to listen to it, whether it's right Spotify, Google, Apple Music, all that shit, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, everywhere. Everywhere. If you want to listen to us instead of seeing our ugly mugs, you can listen. It's no problem. We're actually not ugly though. We're actually pretty hot. So you should just watch.
Absolutely. That's for all of you out there.
I have a wife though, so don't try and come at me. You can come at Donnie though. Donnie's single.
All you want. Anybody, it's fine. I'll take all the compliments.
In any case, I am Johnny Rude. My homie Donnie Smokes is right there. And we will check you tomorrow or whenever we post next one. We'll see.
Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Thank you, everybody.